Has COVID changed the diagnostic business in India suddenly? It all started with this famous RT-PCR test, and then we all are getting more conscious. And earlier, when somebody would prick a needle, I would say, ouch. But now I'm accepting the pain because it's for my welfare.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks. So, as you rightly pointed out, yes, COVID-19 pandemic has had its impact on the diagnostic industry as well. Overall, if you see in healthcare, we've always talked about healthcare workers as doctors and nurses. Very few people had idea of lab being at the forefront of any disease management, at least at the public level, even though doctors know it. So, but this pandemic has put the lab at the forefront, and the lab technologists and phlebotomists are also considered as COVID warriors and frontline healthcare workers. So this has brought more focus on the industry. And since RT-PCR, the test, treat, and track strategy has been one of the key pillars of management of COVID. So this has led to even more awareness across the country about diagnostics. One is awareness. Second is about what quality really means. Earlier, people were looking at any lab, any neighborhood lab, and they would go there. But now people are aware that what does an accreditation mean, what does an approval mean, and all that, and they are looking at accredited players to go and work with. So that is another change which we are seeing in the consumer behavior. So, and also we are also seeing changes like people want to access services from home. So the home-based services are increasing. So we get more home collection requests. And we also see during the phase between, when we see the first phase and the second phase of the pandemic, so we saw that, the people have a greater awareness and they want to do more preventive health. So the uptake of preventive health packages were also higher during that period.
How much of the needle moving COVID business do you think is not permanent? As of now, we know that labs are working overtime, they're burning midnight oil. That effort is also getting translated into revenue. But when COVID comes down, what happens to the COVID revenue, whether it is RT-PCR or getting a CRP tested or getting an interleukin test?
Right. So actually, last year, if you see, we have done about almost 23% of our revenue came from COVID. And we have done, overall, we have done about, in last year, we've done about 2.5 million RT-PCR tests, one of the highest in the country. So, but as we see going forward, that, now that the second wave is, tapering down and, the chances of a third wave is still in discussion. So we have sense that, the COVID pandemic will probably continue in sporadic phases for the next 12 to 24 months, whereby then it will probably change into an endemic. So, which means is that, it will continue to be, the testing requirement will continue to be there. So you will have, just like how you have HIV and hepatitis testing for pre-operative requirement. So you will also have, as a pre-admission requirement, COVID testing. And since people will continue to travel across different geographies, you will see screening requirements for COVID being always there. So I think that's how it will pan out in the next 2 to 3 years. And we don't see any situation where we'll have zero testing happening or where we'll have a zero positivity kind of situation. So there will be some amount of minimal sporadic, surges of viral activity, because we also know that this virus is mutating. It's continuously mutating, and it's very difficult for us to predict which way it will go. But the requirements, whenever there is a COVID infection that's happening, the requirement for other parameters like IL-6, D-dimer, CRP will also continue. So these requirements will continue in parallel whenever we have COVID testing requirements as well.